Hey everybody, welcome back. Picture a captain faking madness just to gut an empire's ego. In Star Trek's The Enterprise incident,
James Tiberius Kirk.
doesn't simply steal a Romulan cloaking device, he surgically dismantles the illusion that aristocratic bloodlines and titles make you unbeatable. Genius Captain's Gambit? Or was this you know, a Section 31 pulling strings from the shadows? Yes, I know Section 31 wasn't a writer's tool at the time. It was developed for Deep Space Nine and then continued on in Enterprise or Star Trek Enterprise. Ever since the introduction of Section 31 in Star Trek Deep Space Nine and continued in Enterprise, when I was rewatching Balance of Terror and the Enterprise incident, I wondered if Section 31 were a writer's tool in the 60s, would the Enterprise incident have been a Section 31 op? Or was it Starfleet Intelligence or the Federation Security Council panicking after the results or after the Balance of Terror incident that prompted them to develop a plan to weaponize Romulan hubris with this heist that proves merit beats aristocracy every single time. Stay locked in. You're about to see why this episode is quietly one of the most subversive in all of Star Trek. Reeling from the events of Balance of Terror and the revelation that the Romulans not only have advanced cloaking technology, they have a planet destroying mega weapon, the plasma torpedo. Starfleet and the Federation has got to be having nightmares. So when the Enterprise casually crosses the neutral zone, and remember the scene, Sulu questions, "Hey, wait a minute, that's taking us across the neutral zone," and it was either him or Spock that says that we're now in Romulan space. Uh, all the while, Spock is calling out sensor readings. Everything's clear for what, a parsec. Nothing on sensors, and this is all set up. But the crew that's not in on it, who hasn't been read in on it, is, hey, we're doing something that we're not supposed to be doing, but we trust you and your leadership. You've done well these last few years. Yeah, I'll pilot the ship to where you told me. And the result after Spock reads out the all clear on the sensors, they're surrounded by brand new Klingon designed battle tested vessels that decloak, most likely equipped with the plasma weapon also. Every alarm on the bridge should be screaming, both internally of the characters and the klaxons. This is all part of Dr. McCoy's soliloquy about Captain Kirk having previously, the few weeks, been acting erratic and, unhinged, borderline unhinged, paranoid. Spock, you know, doing his duty, but is it time to step in and take over? You know, the crew, as I said, you've done well, but dang, you're messing around. So the crew's confused. And then after the Romulans decloak, It's not the Romulan commander, it's a sub commander who is issuing directions to the Enterprise that they are surrounded and that they need to surrender. And where is the Romulan commander? She's off screen. She's withdrawn. She's remote. The actual air of arrogance, of being too good to be even on the command deck. Here's the hidden genius of the episode. The Romulan Star Empire is portrayed as pure aristocracy. Yeah, they've got a senate, but it's nobility in the senate. Yes, they have military officers, but these are rewards given to favored families and friends. And so she commands, if you can call it that, delegating, she commands by delegating to her subcommander because of pedigree, political marriage, not battlefield record. I'm not saying she's married because, she does her flirtations with Spock, but it's that mentality that command isn't earned, it's bestowed, it's rewarded, it's a gift. The Federation, though, in the case of Kirk and Spock, he earned that command seat. Spock, he's earned that science station and first officer status with a brain that outthinks entire war colleges. Remember, it's Spock who designs the Kobayashi Maru test. 2 systems, 2 philosophies, 1 neutral zone. And Kirk is about to run the most brutal object lesson in history. He sells the insane captain act so hard that the Romulan commander just, she's beaming, short of gloating. She only brings 2 centurions because why? She's already won. In her mind, she has already won. Kirk is a broken man. Spock has sold him out, or so she believes. So the Romulan commander is busy seducing Spock with promises of prestige in the Romulan Star Empire. Kirk is suffering the what they think is the ending of his life of the Vulcan death grip. Returns to the Enterprise, gets his ears changed to appear Romulan, returns to the ship in the captured Romulan Centurion's uniform, steals the cloaking device, returns to the Enterprise, communicates with Spock. They track down the communication signal. Spock confesses to actually being in cahoots with Kirk, who is still alive, to steal the cloaking device. As he does the testimony, the Romulan commander hears the hum of the transporter beam about to whisk Spock away. She grabs a hold of him and is transported with Spock aboard the Enterprise as Mr. Scott has wired the cloaking device into the Enterprise's defense systems. Kirk orders the Enterprise maximum warp out of there, I believe warp 9. The Romulans give chase. Scotty reluctantly and protestingly throws the switch. The Romulans are caught off guard. The Enterprise is cloaked. This isn't human versus Romulan. This is meritocracy embarrassing a hierarchy that believes birthright equals competence. Romulans, and specifically the Romulan commander, lose because entire chain of command is built on ego and deference, not initiative. Kirk wins because every single person on his crew, from Spock's brain to Scotty's wrench, earns their place every day. Replace the Romulans with any stagnant, elite, corporate, political, whatever, and the lessons will still burn. So, was this Starfleet Intelligence? Was this the Federation Security Council or just the Federation Council at large panicked about the 2 new Romulan weapons, the effective cloaking device and the plasma torpedo? Or Could this have been a Section 31 operation? Yeah, writer's tool wasn't created yet. But, you know, the fact that they're willing to disavow Kirk and the Enterprise, in Balance of Terror, makes me wonder, this seems like a play that's right out of Section 31's playbook. But I don't think Captain Kirk, and I'll deal with this in a future video, I don't think he would be the type of individual whom Section 31 would recruit. Yeah, he pulls off the impossible, hands over the tech cleanly, walks away with his soul intact. Why? Because he delivers it to Starfleet Intelligence, to the Federation Security Council, the Federation Council, the Federation Science Council, some one of those agencies, or all of them, in order for them to better safeguard the Federation. See, there's a difference between a Meritocrat and a Machiavellian. He'll bend the rules, but he won't break himself. So every time you see a startup topple a legacy corporation, every time an underdog exposes a gatekeeper, you're watching the Enterprise incident play out in real time. Merit doesn't need marble halls. It just needs the right crew, the right moment, and the willingness to look insane long enough to win. So pure. I mean, this touches on Kirk's genius that I don't believe he would have been a disposable pawn for Section 31. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comments, and catch you on the next video.